Hey guys, so it's been on my heart for a little while now to make this video. Naturally, I feel very awkward sitting in my room and just talking to a camera. I tend to forget my thoughts. So I brought this handy dandy laptop filled with some notes just to keep me on track because basically I'm going to take you back to my childhood and just tell you about where I came from. Like, who is this girl who's always making fitness posts, started a blog talking about fitness. I know most of you have been seeing my posts on Instagram and Facebook for a while now, and a lot of you do not know my story, and I want to become more relatable to you guys, especially for those girls who are struggling with an eating disorder, whether you're struggling with binge eating disorder, anorexia, bulimia, orthorexia, whatever it is. Believe it or not, I've had it. I've been a chronic yo-yo dieter for a while now, all the way from age 12 up until I would say 21 or 2021. So I just want to kind of take you back and tell you more about what it is that I'm doing, how I overcame it, and yeah, so if I ramble on for 20 minutes, I sincerely apologize. It's going to be a long video, I know it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support, and maybe I can inspire you, maybe I can reach out to you, maybe this video can give you some kind of hope. So let's go. Sorry, I'm like trying to get comfortable over here. So, I grew up as a very skinny child. I mean, obviously children aren't just born fat. So, I had a very happy childhood. I remember a lot of food. My family grew up poor because we are first generation immigrants. So, initially, you know, obviously I grew up off of like cheap fast food like McDonald's and Panda Express. I remember me and my best friend Vivian would be at McDonald's literally every single day. And, you know, as we progressed financially, obviously the quality of food got better, but my appetite was always very strong. So as a child, I remember eating a lot of food, and, you know, as kids, we don't notice if we gain weight. As adults, we do because we're more aware of it. And, you know, society makes us aware of the way we look. So as a kid, you don't really know if you've put on some pounds. You don't really know what you look like. You're just being a kid. You're having fun. So I remember in second grade, this boy, we were standing in line. We were lined up outside of our classroom. And this boy was like, "Hey, look, Catherine's pregnant." And I remember just knowing exactly what he was talking about. I carry most of my weight in my belly. And so I guess I looked like a pregnant child. And that was very humiliating to me. I mean, I remember most of the kids agreed with him. Most of the kids were laughing with him. And that was very, very traumatizing to me. And, you know, as a kid, once you become aware of that, you understand, you know, you start understanding what you look like, but you don't really know what to do about it. Because, like, no one's going to tell you to go on a diet, you know. Your parents are going to be like, "No, you look fine," and, you know, there's no way around it. So obviously I just kept eating the way I've always eaten, and I swelled up all the way up until age 12. I remember age 12 is when I started my first diet. I was a ballroom dancer from age, I want to say 6 or 7, all the way up until 13 or 14 years old when I finally quit right before I moved up to Washington. And as a ballroom dancer, you kind of want to be in shape. So I remember my dance instructor would always be like, "Catherine, suck in your tummy. Catherine, suck in your stomach. Catherine, suck in your stomach." Like all the time, every single lesson. Or like I remember she sat me down with my grandma and she was just like, "You know, Catherine, you have to go on a diet. You can't be a fat dancer." You know, just disgusting things like that she told me. And I remember as a kid, like I remember understanding, yes, I need to lose weight. Yes, I don't feel my best. Yes, I'm being made fun of. I was bullied in sixth and 7th grade. I remember middle school, I was very badly bullied for the way I looked. I didn't have very many friends. And I remember, you know, understanding the situation, but again, as a kid, you still don't really understand what to do. You don't know how to eat properly unless someone makes you or unless someone prepares your meals that way. And then I remember it got to a point where my mom was concerned about my health. And she didn't want me to go into high school as an overweight teenager because, as we all know, high school kids are just very mean people. So I remember she told me to do some research. And I remember researching, you know, how to lose weight. Of course, we've all been there. We've all went to Google and just Googled best diet to lose weight. And I actually did it in a very healthy way. I remember learning a lot about nutrition and getting super into it at the age of 12. I remember going to the store and buying brown rice and chicken breasts and veggies and fruits. And I remember eating like 6 meals a day, small meals, always meal prepping. I'm telling you, I'm 12 years old, like, and this is what I'm doing. With that is kind of where my eating disorder started, because I got a little too into it. I got a little obsessive with it. Every single calorie mattered to me. I would stop eating. I would say no to things like birthday cake at birthday parties. I would say no to going out to eat. I would be way too like careful with what I'm eating. And keep in mind, I am like 12 years old. I know I've already said this, but most people, like, this blows their minds. I remember becoming so obsessed with the way I looked, and you know, my confidence rose as I lost weight. I lost probably about 15-20 pounds at the age of 12. I remember going into 8th grade looking so much better. I started getting attention from boys. People started to like me. I started making more friends. I started making more friends. And I remember, you know, once you reach a certain goal, you don't really want to go away from that goal. You know, I was still very careful about what I ate. Always made sure that I wouldn't eat too much. And I still loved my treats. You know, it was just, I was very restrictive with myself. I just looked at food as bad food and good food. There's no in between. It's like no and yes foods. By age 14, 15, after a few years of dieting, it became way too restrictive for me. And this is when my binge eating disorder came in. I remember going on crazy binges. Like, I would see food in red and I would just go to town. Like, I would eat 5 boxes of mac and cheese at once. Like, I'm not even joking. I would just go nuts, and I started to gain weight. And, you know, once you've already been at a healthy weight and you start gaining weight, you obviously want to come back down because you don't want to go to a worse place than you already are at. You know, if you're at a good place, you want to stay at a good place. So I remember exactly the day I I engaged, I don't know, like, or I guess the day that bulimia started for me. I was at a restaurant with my family, and I remember it was another day that I overate. Too many French fries, too many burgers, just overate. And I remember hearing about girls who would eat a lot of food, whatever they wanted, but it wouldn't count if they threw it up. So here I am at 14, 15 years old. I think it was freshman year, so 14. I walked right into the bathroom and forced myself to throw up. And that felt very good to me because I knew that whatever I just ate didn't count. And it went on from there for about a year, or 6 months to a year, until my mom caught me. And when my mom caught me, she threatened to take me to therapy, or like basically what do you call those recovery places, like for drug addicts when you have to, what's it called? I like how I'm dancing with this serious topic. You know what I'm saying. Basically take me away and treat me for my bulimia. And I remember being so traumatized by that. Like, I did not want to go anywhere. I was enjoying my life for once, having fun, you know, I'm no longer being bullied. I have an amazing best friend who I hang out with every weekend. I have great friends in school. My grades are good. You know, I love my life. I did not want to leave. So I was so traumatized by this. I decided, nope, you know, not worth it. I'm just going to do this the healthy way. I'm going to eat less food. But the binging never went away. So now that I decided that I wouldn't throw up my food anymore, I decided that if I ever were to binge, I would just go on a super restrictive diet for like 2 weeks after I binged, just to make up for it. And I remember going to the gym and doing endless and endless and endless and endless hours of cardio to make up for bad foods. Like, I would eat a bar of chocolate. The next day I'd be on the treadmill for 2 hours just running. And I remember looking at the calorie counter, and I wouldn't step off the elliptical or the treadmill until I reached a certain amount of calories burned. And it just became so obsessive. And of course, I never saw results. Like, I never saw any tangible results, because now that I look back, I know that just doing cardio and binge eating and then restrictive dieting is just slowing my metabolism and also destroying my muscle mass while increasing my fat mass. And I don't want to make this scientific at all. I just want this to be just my testimony. But now I understand, obviously, that's going to make the situation worse. This actually continued. The cycle of chronic yo-yo dieting, chronic binge eating actually continue. I mean, I still get episodes of binge eating where, like, I ask my boyfriend, like, he would look at me, he won't be home, or like, I'll be in the kitchen and I'll come to the room and he'd be like, what's wrong? And he can just see that I had a binge episode. And to me, this is like, it's almost like I'm like having a last supper. Like, I think that I'm not allowed. It's like usually when I'm on a diet or I'm trying to eat like 100% clean and not treat myself at all and just reward myself after like a couple weeks and just have a cheat meal every few weeks, that I find myself in this situation. And he can just tell. And literally, I go to my kitchen, I will grab like 5 boxes. Literally, I'll grab everything and just like eat, like go to town. And immediately I'll regret it. And I'm so thankful that I don't go and throw up. I'm really thankful for that. But the thing is that I will look at the next few days as a big punishment where I won't eat, like, or at least I'll have this tendency of not wanting to eat for a few days. So you can see that this is very, very dangerous. It's just a stupid way of living. Like, this is just stupid. From 15 up until, I want to say, like 21. I'm 22 now. So over just this last year did I really learn how the metabolism works, how you should be eating, how to actually change your body composition to get the body of your dreams, and how to find peace and balance in my daily diet. So I went so many years of under eating and over exercising. And I remember bikini season would always come around every single summer, and I would just dread the way I looked. I was never happy with myself. Now I know it's because I lacked muscle mass. I had too much fat mass. I was just like very flabby. Just, you know, like the term skinny fat was basically what I was. And, you know, I'm not saying that everyone should like be like this buff person, or like everyone should be in fitness and everyone should be as strong as they possibly can. I'm just talking about health here, like not like binge eating and starving yourself, going through periods of anorexia, going through bulimia, going through binging. That's very unhealthy. So if you're not into fitness, I'm not saying anything against you. I'm just saying that fitness is how I found my balance. I decided to take up weight training I decided to learn how many calories my body actually needs. I decided to focus on nutrient-dense foods. Also started with P90X3, so that was my strength training. That was the first program that really taught me that strength is important and that exercise feels good and that it can be fun. You know, I'm forever thankful to Tony Horton for just getting me excited about something every single day. And it just all stemmed from there. From there, I learned more about things like flexible dieting, which is what I practice right now. You know, I do still count my calories, but trust me, I eat about 2,000 calories a day. So there's no way I am restrictive with myself at all. I give myself little treats every single day. I have regular treat meals. I understand that living a life of balance is important to my hormones. Muscle is sexy. Muscle speeds up in my metabolism. Muscle gives me those curves that I never had. And so I feel like my journey has been, a lot of learning and a lot of trial and error, many, many years of trial and error. And I just hope to be an inspiration to any girl who suffers from, who thinks that it's okay to go weeks without eating just to lose a pound or two, or if you're a girl who, or even guys, but if you're a girl who, eats and then thinks it's okay to throw up their food, or someone who can't stop eating or suffers from binge eating disorder, I just hope to be that hope and resource for you. I hope that you can reach out to me and we can talk. I realize that a lot of people don't want to open up about this kind of thing, and it feels kind of weird for me to open up about this kind of thing. No, there's always people who might judge me, or people who'll be like, okay, Catherine, shut up. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you never know what kind of reaction you get from people. But I just want to let you know that if you need someone to talk to, please send me an email. Or even if you're just someone who is just sick of the way you look and you want to make a change, and you're sick of the way you feel, and you just feel unhealthy, and you feel blah, and you just feel like you're a chronic yo-yo dieter like I was, please don't hesitate to email me at alwaysfitspiring@gmail.com. I'm gonna link it in the comments below, so you can just go ahead and send me an email. I'd love to chat with you. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it reached the people who needed to be reached. And yeah, I hope to make more videos in the future. I am slowly getting more comfortable talking in front of a camera, and I love this, and I want my voice heard. I have so much knowledge and so much experience that I want to share with you guys. And yeah, all right, see you guys later. Bye.